This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. Welcome back to another great episode of Cartoons of Our Youth. I am Andy Atherton. I'm here to watch a great cartoon with a tremendous guest. This is a cartoon I've never actually watched. I know about this cartoon, but I was, it wasn't my time, I guess, to watch it. Whose time was it? Well, it's my guest, the one, the only, James Gruenberg. Gruny, welcome to the show. Good to do a pod with you again, man.
Thank you for having me again, Andy. I enjoy what you do on the Pop Feed as always, and this seems like a very nice little podcast to do. Taking me back to when I was a kid. Maybe not when you were a kid, but when I was a kid, and watching all these interesting cartoons. Whether it be from Nickelodeon or Disney. Everything is up my alley that way.
Oh, yeah. And the show is called Cartoons of Our Youth. It's not my youth. It's not your, it's everybody's youth. And somebody could, well, the point kind of is everybody had a youth, right? And most people watch cartoons as a kid. Some of us never stopped watching cartoons, but, each generation has their own. And I'm kind of jealous of your generation and my kids' generation also, because when I was growing up, it was Saturday mornings, pretty much, and then weekday afternoons. We didn't have, a Cartoon Network. We didn't have streaming. We didn't have, all these other areas and aspects and cable channels and all that stuff and DVDs and everything. We had started having, video cassettes and stuff like that. I know I'm aging myself there, but it was the access is so instant, and it's pretty awesome. It's kind of, in a way though, it's a little overload, right? Because when I was a kid, there were only so many cartoons, so you kind of watched a lot of the same stuff a lot over and over, like a lot of Bugs Bunny, a lot of, I could probably repeat a lot of the episodes, verbatim of some of the shows I watched. But so Gruny, what show did you pick for us to watch on this episode?
We are going to be watching a couple episodes of the Disney cartoon show Recess. It's about fourth graders navigating through school, but also the rules and the regulations of the playground.
Oh yeah, because there's probably a nice hierarchy there, and there's you can't go over there, that's this section, you can't go over there, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's I was reading the description on Wikipedia. Again, it's something that I've seen images of it, and maybe flipping channels I may have seen a little bit. I don't know if my kids have ever watched it, but it looks very interesting. It kind of looks a little bit like, what's the one with the kid with the football shaped head? That kind of.
That is Hey Arnold.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like in that similar vein. There's a lot of great cartoons that have centered around a group of kids, right? And they go on adventures, they do this, they do that. And that sounds like what Recess is about. Is that pretty much in a nutshell?
Yeah, especially with the fourth grade, because like Hey Arnold, this is also focusing on a group of fourth graders as well. So it seems that like a lot of the cartoons go to the fourth grade center around like kids who are like 9 or 10 years old here.
Yeah, because you know what? I think that's a sweet spot for cartoon watching, because it's like, when you're a little bit younger, you're watching different kinds of cartoons. And once you get past fourth grade, a lot of kids maybe stop watching cartoons as much, you would think, because, they get into like more activities and things like that. So this is kind of like, also to make it very relatable. That's what Recess seems like. But before we get into Recess, what were some other cartoons though you were watching around this time?
Around this time there were a couple, like I can go back to like Fox Kids. Besides like Power Rangers, there were a couple. There was Cam Candy, which was a project that John Candy did before, around the time that he passed away. You know, of him being a cartoon and being in a summer camp counselor. There was Bobby's World, which featured up and coming Howie Mandel.
Yes, I remember that Bobby. It's funny how he did Bobby as a character in his stand-up. I remember watching an HBO special with him and him doing Bobby in that, and then all of a sudden Bobby's World showed up. It's so funny when you see these comedians who are pretty damn dirty, and then they kind of like get into this like family entertainment is pretty funny. But what else besides Bobby's World and Camp Candy? Because I've heard of Camp Candy. I've never actually seen an episode, but I was a big John Candy fan.
Well, I don't know if you count. I don't know if you really count it as a cartoon because like it's anime, but like Pokemon was like the thing. There was also like just Nickelodeon. There was Rugrats. There was Hey Arnold. I wasn't really a fan of Ren and Stimpy. I don't know why people were. Like it just seemed like it was like weird, Like so, I wasn't really a fan of that one. But Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug. Those are like my three favorite cartoons. I know there was Rocko's Modern Life, Invader Zim, and then as like Nickelodeon progressed, they made better. Like they made like more cartoons. They made Rocket Power, which was like California kids like skateboarding and surfing. There was Fairly Odd Parents. So it basically is like I grew up, cartoons kind of grew up with me, and like new stuff was being made as well. So it's like you had like the four different like sections. You had cartoons from Nickelodeon, Disney, the Kids WB, and Fox, like Fox Kids, So like those were like the four like centers of the cartoon universe for my generation.
Yeah. Fairly Odd Parents was still around when my kids were starting to watch it. I remember, I think my daughter watched it because she's, she was born in 2002. I enjoyed that. I did like it. It was really silly and out there. Ren and Stimpy came out when I was in college, and that was more directed at older, like college kids. Because to be honest, I don't get half of Ren and Stimpy. But did I laugh my ass off watching it? Yes, I did. With the song "Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence," Ren and his fever dream about his ice cream bar that was a bar of soap. The log song, "I Want to Be a Monkey." It's one of those. It's so odd. It's funny as I watch SpongeBob sometimes, and there's Ren and Stimpy-esque type humor in there. It's just disguised, for kids. It's like it's one of those shows though you watch and you're like, what were they on when they came up with this? You got a Chihuahua and a cat, and it's just ridiculousness. And there wasn't that many episodes of Ren and Stimpy actually, but it was just one of those things. It hits like a certain generation, and they make it popular. We used to play Ren and Stimpy on our radio shows in college, so. I could understand you not really getting it and getting the appeal because I think it was one of those you had to be there kind of things, right? Yeah,
and there's a backstory to why there weren't so many episodes of Ren and Stimpy is because it went to like somebody else, but the original creator got fired from Nickelodeon because he was producing way too much vulgar and ridiculousness on the show that ended up being his own demise, basically.
Yeah, I'd heard there were a lot of creative differences between. I think the guy's name was John Christopoulos or something like that. Is that hard to pronounce last name?
Or something, yeah.
Everybody called him John K because nobody could pronounce his last name.
Yep, yeah, and then it went to like Bob Camp, so all that, And Andy, let me ask you this because growing up now, and realizing it, do you think SpongeBob killed, I can't say killed, but I feel like it's sort of like, I feel like it killed Nickelodeon's reputation, because that really is the only cartoon that they still show on the original Nickelodeon channel, Rugrats you have to find on a different Nickelodeon cartoon show or Paramount Plus now streaming. But for me, that's how it was. It was I feel like SpongeBob just took over and ruined like Nickelodeon to a certain extent. While it did bring a lot to the table, I still think that it did did a little harm to Nickelodeon as well.
Yeah, it may have just overtaken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like too much. It's sponge overload, if you will. I mean, I like SpongeBob. You know, I can't watch a lot of it today. It was again another show that I think my son watched it a bit. You know, we had a couple of fun SpongeBob video games. I think the Battle for Bikini Bottom was a lot of fun to play. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those. I didn't meet SpongeBob, you know, at Universal back in 2006 when I was there with my daughter and my then wife, and you know, it's fun. It's something that, like, if I'm flipping channels, I see a certain episode, yeah, maybe I'll watch for a little bit. But I can understand when you have a certain channel, it's like, oh my God, enough of this. Like, how much do we have to repeat this? Where's this other thing? Where's that? It kind of happened to me with Cartoon Network, where it was like, I loved all the classic Hanna-Barbera stuff, and then it went on Boomerang, and a lot of stuff was hard to find after that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just started, and I can't believe it took me this long. I'm watching Harvey Birdman right now, and I'm like, where have you been my whole life, Harvey Birdman? Because it's like anybody who grew up a Hanna-Barbera fan, you know, there's so many little Easter eggs and cameo and pop-ups and everything like that. It's so damn funny, and they're only like 11, 12 minutes. So they're a good way for me to close up my hours on the treadmill every morning. So after watching something else. But no, cool. All right, so let's dive into Recess a little bit before we get to our episodes we're watching. So like James said, you know, Recess portrays the lives of 6 fourth graders, the cheeky and popular lovable rogue Theodore Jasper T.J. Detweiler, jock Vince LaSalle, tomboy Ashley Spinelli, wise fool Mikey Bloomberg, nerdy child prodigy Gretchen Gunler, and awkward new kid Gus Griswold as they go about their daily lives in a school environment at 3rd Street Elementary School located in Arkansas. So, did you have a favorite character out of this group?
Yeah, I was like a fan of TJ Detweiler, you know, just like that leader, you know, smooth talker. You know, this is really like a stereotypical, like it's like the stereotypical group. You know, you have like the leader, you know, the rule breaker. Then you got the tough one, that's Spinelli. You got the nerd, that's Gretchen. The scared kid, you know, that's Gus. The kid that likes to eat, that's Mikey. And then you have, you know, the jock, that's Vince. So, you know, they filled every shoe they can with these 6 characters here.
It's almost like the Goonies or something like that, where it's like you have this one. Yeah. You kind of have to check a certain box with each character.
Yeah. And
right,
they do that pleasantly here.
Mm-hmm. Any other characters outside the 6? I'm looking here. We got the school staff. We got Muriel P. Finster, who is an elderly assistant teacher. We got Principal Peter Prickly, voiced by Dabney Coleman, no less. Say that 10 times fast. And then we got Miss Ellardane Grotke, I guess. She's a 4th grade teacher.
Miss Grotke seemed like a very nice teacher, you know. I think there was like a janitor named, I think his name was Hank the janitor. He was a nice character. Miss Finster was the grouchy, typical old grouchy, crabby school lady. You know, she has to like get like the equipment out for like for the kids. She's like the patrol woman on the playground, basically. Then you have Principal Prickly, you know, so. Principal Prickly's like, oh, when are you kids gonna grow up? You know, yada yada yada. Do well. Do this. Don't be a troublemaker.
Okay. Then there are, I guess, our other students here. There's a long list, so I'm not gonna read them down and go through that. But
my favorite. I do have a couple of favorites.
Okay.
I liked Lawson and his gang. There was Lawson, the kind of like the school bully, you know. And did you ever have a king of the playground, Andy, at your school?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to recall, I ended up I went to Catholic school from fourth grade on, so
Oh yeah.
it was a quite a different experience for me, I guess.
Well, this show has an actual king of the playground, and it is King Bob. You know, he runs the joint basically, and in the movie, because in recess it goes like kindergarten to grade 7 actually. So grade 6 you're still in elementary school, and in grade 7 you start middle school. So it's kind of interesting that the sixth graders are actually still getting recess time, you know, as well. But yeah, his name is King Bob. There's also Randall, who's like the school's like snitch. He's like Miss Finster's assistant accomplice in ratting people out, you know.
Okay.
There's like and then there's also like, you know, instead of having like names, they're just like people. There's the swinger girl who just goes on the swings, and then there's the diggers who just all they do is just dig, you know, Digger Sam and Digger Dave, you know, all they do is dig holes. There's Guru Kid, who's like the kid who just you know, like calms everybody down with all his like silence and everything, and like breathing exercises. And then there's also Hustler Kid too. He hustles everybody.
Oh, so he's making deals, trying to get them. You know, I remember we did that too. I mean, swapping. You know, I remember watches were a big thing because that's when, you know, calculator watches became popular. I remember having a Qbert watch. We actually could play Qbert on your watch, and that was a big deal. Trying to make deals with that. And I'm looking here, and there's a character named Corn Chip Girl. But
yeah, because all she carried around was corn chips.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Grudy. So we're gonna watch 2 episodes. What's the first one we're gonna watch here?
So we are watching season 1, episode 10. It is called. It's a two parts to the show. One episode is called Teacher's Lounge / Randall's Reform. So those are the first 2 episodes that we're watching.
All right,
1
cool.
of 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got it on Disney Plus. Thankfully, thank you, streaming gods here. All right, Gruny, are you all set? I'm all queued up here. I'm ready to go.
I am all queued up as well, Andy. Yep.
All right. So on my count, we're gonna hit play. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we get the kids running out. Okay, there's you know, the Miss what's her face with the little weasel next to her. Mm-hmm. Yep. With Randall, yeah, you can definitely spot them here. She's like definitely. Who did she piss off to have to get recess duty? Right, that's kind of what she's thinking. I know.
Yeah. So there you have like the kid. They have TJ just being that like swanky self of theirs, and then you have Spinelli.
This girl's got a chemistry set outside.
Yeah, and then Mikey just ate a whole sandwich, so you know he eats a lot. These are the kindergartners. And then you have the king of the playground. Yep, that's King Bob. Upside down girl. That's Hustler Kid.
Yeah. Oh, the kickball. Oh, God. You ever... Oh, I remember in camp, I took a dodgeball to the face, something fierce once. Oof.
Oh, I'm taking dodgeballs to the face. Yeah, like it happens all the time to everybody.
Well, well, see, here's the thing though. It was I was a camper, and it was a rainy day, and it was campers versus counselors, and I got wailed by a counselor, and I had braces at the time, so my mouth was bleeding something fierce. All right. So what are we? What's going on in this episode here?
So they're all dressing fancy because it's one of those like, oh, you have to hand in the budget. In order to do that, you have to go to the teacher's lounge, or at least one of the students has to. So they do these budget things where one kid gets to go and give the budget into the teacher's lounge. They want to see what the teacher's lounge is all about.
All right. One girl says, "What is it? Dress up day at Chubby Cheese's?"
Yeah. 101. So 101 is the teacher's lounge.
Do they ever explain how these 6 came to be friends?
The 5: Mikey, Vince, Spinelli. Well, no, there are 6, but like there's the original 5 were Mikey, Vince, Spinelli, Gretchen, and TJ. Gus is the new kid that came in episode 1 of the pilot. So
Okay.
they all knew each other back then. Yep, as you can see through like this flashback, they've been friends forever. And then Gus was the new kid that came along.
All right. Yeah, that happened to me in 4th grade. I was a new kid.
Oh.
Did the big switch from public school to Catholic school. It was quite an adjustment. So the teacher's lounge, yeah, that was that's a weird place, man. And when you're a kid, it's like, ooh, they're acting like normal, like it's kind of also like seeing like a teacher out in the wild. You ever like when you run into your teacher like at the supermarket or something like that? It's so damn weird.
Oh yeah. I think I ran into my 4th grade teacher once at the dentist. I was like, oh God.
I ran into my 6th grade teacher at the supermarket, and I passed her a few times, and every time she had a comment for me.
Yeah.
Mrs. Connors. She was a character. She used to sit at her desk and pick her nose while she was grading.
I was going to say Mrs. Connors. So, yeah, it was like with her first name, Roseanne.
No, I didn't remember. It was so long ago. I remember we were at a diner a couple of years ago, and we ran to one of Dylan's teachers, and he like didn't know what to do because it was like his teacher and her boyfriend.
Oh gosh. So all these kids are basically just like kissing up to get their budget request, like get this one thing sent to the teacher's lounge.
Okay. So, and Miss Grocky is their favorite teacher, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's like the homeroom like teacher who just basically like teaches all their subjects.
Okay.
You have one kid who's in like a blue suit. They call him like, I think his name is Will. He's like the Cub Scout kid, with the badges.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny.
We were. That was the only time we were allowed to like not wear our school uniforms. If we were permitted to wear our Cub Scout uniforms once in a while.
Oh yeah, so this kid like always wore it, Oh yeah, so they don't get to do it, and my dog makes better nines than I do. Basically, we all debase ourselves today, and for once, no one's ever gonna get to see the inside of the teacher's lounge.
And they all probably have different reasons for wanting to get in there.
Yeah, well, they also.
She thinks there's a whole chemistry set in there. They just want to learn. Yeah. No, it's like no. They want to relax and talk. About you idiot students sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess it's basically like all 6 of them.
Did you have a favorite teacher at this time of your life that you could relate to here?
No, not really. Like I wouldn't have like a favorite teacher until like I got to high school, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. Mine was 5th grade, Miss Erdos. She was awesome. She only taught at our school for 1 year, so we were the lucky class to have her.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, she was dead cool though. She flew up she was from Georgia, and I think she moved back there for family reasons, and she flew up for our 8th grade graduation. She was like, I couldn't let my kids graduate without coming to see them. So it was really, really nice moment.
That's so cool. Yeah, but I would say like actually my 4th grade teacher was really nice. Like, we would always see her from like time to time, and then she like came to like our like high school graduation or middle school graduation too.
So one kid thinks that it was a gym here, huh?
Yeah.
Powerhouse Prickly.
Yeah. This girl keeps getting the crap out of him.
Some kicks, man. Isn't that illegal in boxing, right?
Yeah.
You got Ms. Lemon here. Is she another?
She's like she's like another secretary that doesn't have recess duty, but she's like the one who answers the phones and like is like Principal Prickly's like personal secretary as well.
Okay.
And here you see Miss Finster doing a slam dunk.
This Finster's got game.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get Mikey. Okay, we're gonna get what his. He probably thinks it's like what, like food or something like that. No.
Sort of, but he's also like the guy who likes to like he's like the kindness of them, he's a big teddy bear at heart.
Okay.
And he's also like he's like the spiritual guide almost, constantly.
Oh yeah, because it looks like a Buddhist temple almost.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Like
God,
Mikey can always like even through time of like panic, Mikey can relax and be in a relaxation state of mind.
Gertie, would you walk across hot coals?
No, but I've had I will admit though, I've had them like I actually did go to like a like one of those like not a massage parlor but a massage place at the mall, and they actually use the hot coals on the back.
Oh, the hot stone.
So I know what it feels like. Yeah,
okay.
yep. Yeah.
Oh. It's like that and cupping, right? That's like a thing too.
Yeah.
I've never the crier kid.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Is this a stool?
No, he just like he does like it's like one of those it's like just one of those like kids who like can do like whatever you want him to do. Like, there's like the crier kid, there's the hustler kid,
Uh-huh.
This kid can make a distraction and he wants money for it too.
Also, he could cry on command, basically.
Yeah. I'll give you a decent sniffle. It took 98 cents and 2 candy bars.
Hey, that's a deal.
Oh, and of course, Mikey's got 2 candy bars.
Mikey, we know you're packing. He's got him around the ankles like a gun. It's like
he's doing vocal exercises.
Somebody deep cover hiding the gun on their ankle.
Yeah. Okay, Bradley, calm down.
Oh yeah.
I mean to
Miss Finster's played this game before with this kid.
Oh, probably so. Benelli.
Yeah, and you got the kid that can pick the lock always. I don't know if that really works. A barrette. I mean, I have used the credit card trick though to get into a building in college. I didn't think it was going to work, and somehow it did.
Okay, so what actually this episode does relate to me because my mom was a high school teacher and she still is. I got access to her keys to the teacher's lounge when they decided to lock it again. I was running a little business. Just give me your cash and I'll go get you a soda here and there. Bada bing, bada boom, right? Problem was, one of my friends decided to come with me one day, and my teacher, my like social studies history teacher, he's like, guys, who's in there? It's like, it's Gruenberg. He goes, oh man. I look at it, he goes, out. And I was like, okay, all right, you caught me. So I had to like go and turn. I was like, Mom, I can't have this anymore. Like, I can't. And she was like, what'd you do? I was like, nothing. It was all Frankie's fault, He just stayed outside. And then they announced the next day students are not allowed in the teacher's lounge, and me and my friend were just high-fiving each other.
So they get in the teacher's lounge. It looks like a shithole, and then Mr. Yamashiro hits a secret button there, and it reveals a damn cool place to hang out. Actually, look, they got a nice TV, a hot tub, waiter service. Oh God, this I'd be a teacher for this.
Yeah. Oh man.
Sitting there eating chicken while under a heat lamp. That's pretty cool. That was a fun little story right there.
Yeah. So now we're on to our second short story on this episode. Randall's reform.
So there's a big bucket of balls there, a big thing. Yeah,
and it's like for like not first come first serve, but like the teacher decides to like Miss Finster decides who gets what ball and stuff. Yeah. So as you can see, her and Randall are eating lunch here. Good sardine and pickle sandwich.
Oh. I eat a lot of crazy foods, but man, sardine and pickles just Does
I
not
love how
sound
that kid
appealing.
can. I love how that kid can hear like so many things. Like, oh, I hear, and
Just
he's
look
right
at him.
there.
He looks like an
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
He almost
The
looks like
two
a
of
young
Randall,
version of Mo from The Simpsons.
the Simpsons. Yeah. What do you think your hooligan's doing?
Hooligans,
Good for
rapscallions.
the procedure
Yeah, see,
evenly.
we didn't get this kind of stuff at recess. We didn't have like a playground, and like, because we didn't have like Catholic school. It was first through eighth, so there was no like division of elementary and middle school for
Now,
us.
here you have this good ball here, and of course she gives it to Randall. Randall has the only like really good ball they can afford, apparently.
Yeah, a lot of them are underinflated footballs and what have you.
Flat ball than a slime ball.
The only thing we used to play was it was just literally off the wall. It was a tennis ball, and you threw the ball at this big wall we had at the school, and
Yeah.
and you had to catch it with one hand.
Yep.
And if it hit you or you dropped it or you fumbled it, you had to run to the wall until before somebody picked up the ball and hit the wall. And if you did make it in time, you got an out.
Yep.
And if you got three outs, you were out. And sometimes we didn't do this during school hours. We played butts up, where if you got three outs, you had to do butts up, which was you had to put your hands on the wall and stick your butt out, and everybody playing got to take a shot with the tennis ball at your ass.
Oh, we didn't do it that hard, but we played wall ball basically. Yeah, we just called it wall ball.
Ah, see, everybody has their own version of it.
Yep. And this kid gets framed by Randall because, of course, no one's going to believe that Randall did this, so everyone's going to blame that TJ did it.
Ah.
Of course, who would it be? This Ken Star, I'm going to make your life a living nightmare. No respect. I'm sending you to the wall.
Uh-oh. So what do they have? This is this punishment? They got to stand and look at the wall?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he wishes he was him. You're okay, that's enough. And yet guys play with you. They laugh at your jokes. They come for you for advice. Everybody likes you. He's got nothing. Yeah,
he's having that breakout. Because he does that because he wants to be one of them. Yeah. That's really what it is. It's all out of like jealousy or envy or what have you. So
and now he wants to show you lost your mom. They are not happy with this.
Come on, he just wants to be one of the gang.
Hey, Mo. What's a snitch? Always a snitch.
Leopard never changes its spots, right?
No, it does not. Bygones be bygones. Oh, pickles and sardines, you make me sick.
I know. You always had that one kid that had like nasty ass lunch.
Yeah.
And you always had one kid that would do like any food dare.
Yeah.
Like taking cheese puffs and dipping them in chocolate pudding or something.
Yeah. Custom next to Miss Finster.
Oh God!
One of the gang.
Marbles. Who the hell played marbles?
Go spy on third graders or something.
God, tetherball. I always think of Napoleon Dynamite when I see tetherball.
Yep. Did you have a tetherball on your court, Andy?
No, that was I think that was something like I think that we had at the park. Actually.
Okay.
But we didn't. Yeah. I mean, we had actually right down the street from the school. We had a pretty decent playground. We just weren't allowed to go there. We basically stood in the schoolyard, the parking lot, whatever it was during recess. It wasn't very exciting.
Yeah.
It was just a chance to get outside and get some air, really.
Your classic jungle gym climbing things.
The most exciting thing was if you had your juice box or your Capri Sun, you blew it up and then you stepped on it to make it pop.
Yep. So he's taking them to a secret location.
Mm-hmm.
And of course he's got the key because he's got Miss Finster's key.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is where the ice cream. No, not where the ice cream is. Oh wow, lasers.
Oh, look at that. What the hell are they hiding in there?
Nothing good in here. Do not open.
That's like reverse
Is
psychology
it?
there.
Oh,
What's so great about it? Whoa. Oh my God, look at all
all
those.
these good balls right here. It's a
Ball
ball
heaven.
heaven.
A phrase I never thought
And
I'd see in my life.
he decides to be a rebel and gives them all the good balls away.
Damn.
Yep.
I don't know what they do with all that. Oh boy, they got busted. 83 brand. What do you think? They're playthings? Yeah. He's always the always. I'm sure it's always TJ's always the first one they look at.
I've got my social Randall.
Uh-oh.
Of course, this is where it's like put up or shut up.
I know. You gonna take one for the team, Randall, or are you gonna go?
Oh, he said he doesn't know.
Oh, it's
I was
time to
tying my
shoot.
shoe. Just didn't see anything. Find out for myself.
Oh boy.
Oh, that felt like a low blow to him.
Yeah, every school had a Miss Finster. We had nuns. Ugh. Some of them were not very nice. You don't mess with them.
Oh, so here you have the diggers. All they do is just dig. All they do is dig holes.
Okay, I see the point of that, but
Diggers.
okay.
Yep.
That's a. I've never seen that movie. Have you watched that movie Holes?
Oh yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'm sure that's. I know. I don't even know what the hell that damn movie's about. I just know that what's his face is in it.
Shallow above.
Shia, yeah.
Yep.
So Randall is holding out here, huh?
Yeah. And now they go back to one good ball, and of course it's not going to go to Randall. It goes to Douglas. Finster's new snitch.
Douglas, what kind of name is that for?
Is that for a snitch?
That's pretty funny.
Snitch, what do you care? You're cool now. You got friends. Let's go play kickball.
Kickball. I've thought about joining an adult kickball league. That sounds like fun.
They have mine in Stanford. We used to have one in Danbury, but not enough people wanted to play.
Okay. I don't know if there's one here in Trumbull or not. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Ex-Weasel.
Oh, man, he's hurt.
He doesn't know what to do with himself now. It's like, he was so good at being the snitch, I guess. And now,
TJ knows it.
Mm-hmm. It was his thing, right? And now he's just one of the gang, and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yep. So behind the background where that chair was, that's where King Bob sits usually.
Yeah, we haven't had a King Bob appearance yet in these episodes.
No, and I don't think we will in the next episode if we choose to watch it either.
All right.
Yeah, it's mostly like the kids basically doing stuff. And of course, like now he's gonna have to rat the others.
Yeah.
Must be a 2-bit double crossing snitch. So he's like, you can go back to her.
Yeah,
That a bitch package. Back and ready to talk. Take a hike. Oh, wow. She went back to him like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, well, she missed him too, probably.
Yeah.
And they're all standing against the wall.
Yeah, he just wanted the names.
Oh God, we had in the punishment that we had the bench, which was a church pew, right? And and it was outside the principal's office. So if you got in trouble, you had to go to the bench. And we also had the other punishment was called 50 times, which was a paragraph you had to write. Right? It was from our principal, Mr. Scanlon. So you had to write whatever Mr. Scanlon says. I must listen, because whatever Mr. Scanlon says must be important, or else Mr. Scanlon would not waste his most valuable time saying it. And the fact that I still remember it to this day, I have to tell you that I got 50 times more than once. You know, I got 100 times one time because I was being a little asshole. One of the many times, I guess. All right, that brings that episode to the end. So Grueny, what's our next episode we're going to watch here?
Is from season 3, episode 15. Is called Old Folks Home / Some Friend.
All right. Well, Grueny, while we're getting that set up, why don't you tell everybody about some of your? I'm going to start the episode and then hit pause. Okay. But okay. while we're doing this, let's do some plugs here for you. What kind of pods you got going on? I know you got a couple of pods on the Place to Be Nation Wrestling Network. Why don't you tell the listeners about that?
Well, like you said, Andy, you can find me on the Place to Be Nation Wrestling Network. I have 2 podcasts on that show. I do Extreme Resurrection with Steve Riddle, where we watch ECW on Sci-Fi from 2006 until 2010. We cover 2 episodes of that a month. We just covered the 2 episodes after Backlash 2007, where Mr. McMahon is ECW champion, and he has the ECW Originals battle in a fatal 4-way to see who will get the first title shot, which ECW Original will get a title shot. And Mr. McMahon also faces RVD in one of the episodes. And then I have another podcast called Place Nation Invasion on the Place to Be Nation Wrestling feed as well, where me and a guest we cover Raws and SmackDowns from the Invasion time period when WCW and ECW formed the alliance and the WCW Invasion was kicked off and running. Recently, just a couple of nights ago, me and Keith Langston, we did a watch along of King of the Ring 2001, where we rated the matches, and we went over all the injuries and a little WCW Invasion surprise as well for the next person who comes into the WWF from WCW. So that was a surprise as well. And there are a lot of injuries on that show too. So we deep dive into all that stuff on King of the Ring 2001. So you can find all that on the Place to Be Nation Wrestling feed. You can also find me on Twitter, Grueny, GRUNEY 316. That's Grueny 316 as well.
Let me tell you something. All right, very cool. All right, so Grueny, I'm all set up for our next episode. Are you set up?
I am set up as well.
All right, so let's hit that play button in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So what are we watching here? So now we fast forwarded quite a bit of episodes. So has there been changes here, or is it just like, are these kind of like just self-contained episodes, like they could have taken place at any time in their 4th grade lives?
Yeah, they're basically like, they don't like leave the 4th grade really, like except instead of it really being on the playground mostly for these 2 episodes, they're like out on location as well here.
Oh, okay.
So basically the premise of this first episode here is Mikey goes and volunteers at an old folks home, but the kids want to go to like this like comic book convention basically. Oh. But Mikey's like, no, we should go to the let's go volunteer together. Like, come on. So that's basically like the premise of this episode here.
That's not a real Sophie's choice there. Volunteering at an old folks home or going to a comic book convention there. I think a 4th grader would make most 4th graders would pick the comic book convention hands down. Right?
Yeah. So TJ, like Mikey's like, nope, I'm not going to go do this. So yeah. So Mikey's like, oh, we're going to go visit the senior center. And then there's like this Senior Fusion
Senor
comic book
Fusion.
convention. Senor Fusion. Yep.
Yeah. I gotta ask
Mikey
Tim and Sean
Mikey
if they've read it.
Yeah, I know. So Mikey's like, no, we want to go to the old folks' home.
Nice.
But then the kid's like, no, we want to go to the comic book convention. And of course, find five other friends.
Poor Mikey.
Yeah. Mikey always wanted to do right, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're back here with Miss Grucky. Grucky.
Yep.
Yeah. He's still trying to convince them.
The Anderson Center this Saturday.
Yeah, we used to, and well, more in high school, we had to do service. We had to put in service hours for certain things. So, oof. And we didn't really have a cafeteria in grammar school either. We had the gym, and we didn't have like food. Like it was like you could get milk. That was about it. You had to brown bag it every day.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize what like a school lunch was until high school. My parents still made me brown bag it almost every day.
Oh, yeah.
We're not paying for lunch when we buy perfectly good cold cuts, Andrew.
I was probably buying lunch since I was in the second grade.
Well, I remember when I started working, I'd have money, so I would bring my lunch in, and I would eat it during like study hall in like first period or something, and then I would buy lunch later.
There's that face where your Granny and Papa sad.
He's laying in the guilt trip there.
He's laying in the guilt. Sweet older people.
He's like, make it
four. Hello, my friends. Oh my God, they gave in. Senor Fusion Fest.
Yeah, but you want to be that one jerk that, doesn't want to go hang out with the old people, right?
No, I guess not.
Calculations.
I did too. I did for like volunteer like extra credit. My marketing class did like a senior citizen prom, and I did it for extra credit basically. I got my picture in the front page of the paper.
Oh, that's nice. Good for you, Granny.
Yep.
They're like, we don't want any. No, but we're here for a visit.
Why did you say that before? I thought you were another salesman. Come in.
They don't really look like salesmen, but that's Yeah, TJ's like, all right, we got a half an hour. Start the timer. Oh God.
Oh yeah, Gus is a military kid, so he knows like, hey, he has like his watch and everything set.
Oh God, old folks' homes. Oof. We're having to go visit my grandmother. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing. There's always a person named Fred and Ethel there.
I love Lucy.
Yeah. Morning. I'm TJ.
Oh well, youngsters. That looks like an older TJ, basically.
Yeah, he's got the hat on backwards too.
Yeah.
It's just, well, these seem nicer than Grandpa Simpson.
Millock. Yeah.
I'm George. You look familiar. It looks like they're like talking to their like older selves in a way.
Kinda, They're
She's got this thing blue on as Gretchen.
Yeah, they're bringing over their individual skill set here. This guy's just staring out.
Streak your move. Yammer all you want, kid. Nobody ruins the streak's rhythm.
And there's always one kid that gets stuck holding the yarn for the knitter.
Oh wow.
Oh man, they're doing karaoke or whatever this is. You're a karaoke guy. I can picture you doing this.
Yeah, no, Mikey's not karaoke. He does it all. He does like
Acapella?
things. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So like now that we can't hear him, but Mikey sometimes what is it sings and Robert Goulet's voice comes out.
Really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So like he's like the Einstein basically talking to Gretchen,
Uh,
talking about like particles and like the atomic bomb of World War II.
mhm. Yeah, they're pretty
Hey,
much
you've
they're,
seen me before, just don't hurt me.
they're basically pairing them off with the perfect
Yeah. Oh wow.
pair.
That's Gus right there. It
He's
was my
like,
marriage 5 years ago, but you're so big now.
you're big, you're tiny. Yeah, he's like, I don't think so. Now they're playing dominoes over here.
Hey, basketball, move around here. This domino game moves too slow.
I played dominoes a little bit years ago. We used to play cards for money in college a lot too.
Oh yeah. So the pro, like the old pro baseball
Yeah.
player basically,
Hmm. Yeah,
Willie May.
yeah, you got to remember that, everybody who's sitting here was once your age, so they've got stories, man. There's something that you
Yeah,
can relate to with them.
yeah, real fighting.
Yeah. She likes to punch out vacuum salesmen.
Yep. So basically, it's like like they match them with like their personalities, like you said.
Yeah. No, it's really this is one of those episodes that's kind of teaching kids something without trying to hit them over the head with it and make it obvious that they should be kind to old people basically and give them the time of day.
Cracking down on us. Rogan,
He's talking in the German accent, it says in the captions.
for good con. Yes,
Von
the surgeon.
Finstrom?
Von Finstrom.
This kind of reminds me of Hogan Heroes.
I love allies. Rogan. Oh, Mr. Rogan. Senor Fusion best.
Yeah. Well, apparently, though, I read in the description that the principal was a big
Oh,
Senior Fusion fan.
oh wow, he met the guy who like met Senor Fusion, like created Senor Fusion.
That's pretty crazy.
And now Mikey's all mad because they're having fun and he's getting booed.
Yeah, I mean, they look like they all had a great time. They found somebody, basically to partner up with and relate to,
Yeah, he speaks to
like
them
like
basically.
a surrogate grandparent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now Mikey's like, no, I don't want to go back in there.
Hey, you, these old crazy folks again. It was your idea. They're
Yeah.
booing me.
Yeah, they're complaining all about them. Yeah, you gotta.
No, sorry.
Yeah, you gotta ask them about themselves and learn about what they like, and they could tell you. One thing I do miss is I did have a elderly landlady in my apartment that I lived in up until a few years ago, and it was almost like having a surrogate grandma. Man, the stories she would tell me, she was a character too.
Raul in the game, Johnny Velvet.
Got some lively music playing. It says. I'm gonna have to go back and watch these with the volume up.
Yeah, so you can hear Robert Goulet's voice here.
That's awesome. Well, who do you know? Robert Goulet's singing voice was another character in a cartoon, in a movie.
Oh, shoot. No, I don't.
He did the voice of Wheezy at the end of Toy Story 2 when he sang "You Got a Friend in Me."
Oh, yeah. Wow, I forgot that. The first time I ever heard of Robert Goulet was in Boy Meets World.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He was also the bad guy in the second Naked Gun movie.
Yep. So this is some friend. So here they are playing basketball. Oh, and there's the Vince Sports buddy. 2 more points.
There you go.
5 on Vince basketball.
Yeah, they don't look like the most athletic sort there.
No. Okay, so they ditched a assembly.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's pretty bold at those years. Oh God, head lice. Remember,
Yep.
remember getting a lice check every year?
No, we missed that one. We got the scoliosis test actually.
Ah, oh yeah, they go down your back. Yeah, no, they used to do the lice
Yeah.
test. All
Okay, so this is another snitch here, Menlo.
right.
He's not really like Finster's, but he's like the office kid. Like he works for Mrs. Lemon almost, or Miss Lenwell or whatever her name was.
Hmm. Oh, rapscallions now. She's breaking out all these classic old words here.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've got hooligans, we've had rapscallions.
Yeah.
Waiting for a scallywag to get dropped. Oh God, a personal lecture on lice. I remember they found lice in a couple of kids over the years.
Oh,
Go home. That is that shampoo. I think there was like a lice outbreak at like my daughter's daycare or something, and we had to get the lice shampoo for her. Oh my God, that stuff is nasty. A scalp care quiz.
Scalp care quiz.
Oof.
Man, this womps.
I would say something else, but Menlo dweebed on us again. That's awesome. Don't be dweebing on me, man.
And then TJ always wants to don't worry, he's just doing his job. Wants to drive off. Commander Blaine's cartoon call out. So again, it's like basically like a cartoon, like a movie series that these kids are watching all day.
Ah, I've been there, done that, man.
And of course there's Senor Fusion, Beanie McChip.
God, what's Beanie McChip about? That sounds.
That's probably the sidekick to Senor Fusion.
Ah,
maybe, hopefully.
All right, the Panchito to the Quick Draw McGraw, if you will.
Yep.
You're like, who is that? I don't know.
And TJ's like, you can't go to the cartoon festival.
Oh boy.
See, TJ's the guy who always has like the heart to stand up for people who the other kids might not at the same time.
He's definitely the most approachable, I think, of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can definitely see that, that if you can't relate to some of these, because he's kind of like, an everyman. You know what I mean? He's not the jock. He's not the nerd. He's not the, the rebel, if you will.
Yeah.
So he's probably the most approachable out of all of them because he can relate to almost everybody. Oh boy, it's gonna give him a black eye.
Long enough. And she also said bold yank, which is kind of funny. Bold yank.
Tractors and tap dancing don't mix. Yeah, I would think so.
Some boring junk. Now leave me alone. See, he doesn't really want to tell him what he's what he really is doing because they'll judge him.
Yeah. Did you ever walk to school? You ever live close enough, or did you always bus it or get by?
I always took the bus, but I could walk more towards not towards high school, but like high school weightlifting. When my mom didn't want to drive me to weightlifting, I would have to walk. I live close to the school that I could walk.
Okay, yeah. In grammar school for a few years until we moved. Mostly everybody walked to school because it was like everybody who went to the school mostly lived in our neighborhood.
Yep. So there's like Kelso's corner store where all the kids hang out. They see if TJ has a present, but he doesn't want to say it's for who though.
Poor Mike. He thought it was for him. Oh well. Yeah, we always had a store that we would go to down in it was one by the train station in our town back then.
We always hung out at the delis, the pizza places.
Yeah, that was us too. Yeah, we got really good at Karate Champ because that was the only video game they had there.
Oh yeah. We would pay like the senior like would always like one of the seniors who was like my best friends would like give me I would give him my lunch money when it was like cheap enough for a Philly cheesesteak from the deli that we had. So it was really, really good. Yeah.
Nice. Looking forward to those Philly cheesesteaks next year, right, Gruny?
Oh yeah, yep.
You got to follow D'Amato and Cowboys' lead. They'll tell you the good places to go.
Yep. So yeah, Randall's like, "Oh, you're gonna spy on him," and they're like, "You can't come." So here we have TJ all dressed up. So they're gonna go spy on TJ what he's doing. And Randall was like, "Oh, can I come too?" They're like, "No."
Yeah, and this is very important. This wouldn't get past standards and practices if they didn't have their helmets on. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. I think I did. Like, I would assume so that they need to have helmets on.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe what they look for. Actually, I worked for Viacom for a few years. So I was working on a show for Noggin, and there was a lot of stuff I had to fix or take out because it wasn't good.
Following cartoon protocol.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, take out that shot of that kid at the skate ramp park because he doesn't have a helmet on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So he's opening the door, and it is Menlo.
Oh boy.
And Menlo's in it's Menlo's birthday, and TJ goes to Menlo's house. Then he was a sheriff.
You look like Woody.
Yeah.
Now they're sneaking up to see what's happening over there. Oh boy, it's a cowboy theme party, and looks like the snitches there too.
Like some of the nerd kids.
Yeah, well, why does TJ have a suit on?
Wait, he invited the office lady. I don't know why TJ has a suit on. Maybe he wants to like cover. I don't know, but maybe he thought his mom would like be like, "Oh, dress nicely."
And there's Randall on the horses.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you, this birthday party ain't cheap. Renting all those horses, plus all the shirts, waivers, and what have you.
Yep. Oh, you cake.
And then he turns red. What?
Yeah.
What is happening? They have no idea what the hell's going on here.
No. Giving him a present.
I'm curious to see what the thing is here.
What are you guys doing here? Better question, what are you doing here? Aren't you missing the cartoon call out? We came to call you out instead. Oh
boy.
We thought we were your friends. Guys, wait a second. I can explain.
Classic cartoon mix-up.
You left out your party favor. Oh, so Menlo, fourth birthday party.
Looks like they were friends when they were little, huh?
Yeah.
There's history there.
We were the best of friends.
Mm-hmm. That kind of happens,
Yep.
Yeah, your friends. It happened with like a high school. I had my closest friends in grammar school, and some went to one high school, some went to another, and you just end up drifting apart, man. It's part of growing up. Kind of sucks.
He said every word every time he would come to his birthday party, that they would always. A promise is a promise.
Yeah, down deep, they'll always be friends, you know?
Yeah.
Ah, see, there's a method to the madness here.
Even though you're dweebing us, your words, not mine. Yeah,
Dweebing us. Grooney, you got to use that with some people then. You're going to be like, hey, don't dweeb me, man.
don't dweeb on me. Come on. Senor Fusion.
Now they're off to watch a little Senor Fusion and some Beanie McChip there.
Oh, yeah. So this is always fun, you learn something that's even though people friends drift apart, they always can meet up for something.
Yeah, I could definitely see this being something, I guess, had I been, the age of that you were at the time, I would have probably watched it and gravitated towards it. Definitely a fun watch. Good call, Greeny. I'm glad I broke my recess cherry to a degree and got to check it out. It's like, it's always those things when you're flipping through it, it's like, oh, what's this about? And you're like, I'm just gonna keep moving past. But but I did check out the first episode of Muppets Mayhem on Disney Plus. It just came up.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm sure Miranda and I will be talking about that on one of our future episodes of our Muppet Pod. All right, so
That's
Greeny, we talked about, or you talked about your two shows. Do you have any guest appearances that you've done lately you want to direct people to?
Oh yeah. Also on Beverly Hills 90210. So I was a guest with Justin Rosero and Tim Capel. We covered Beverly Hills season 2, episode 13. That was Halloween. Where the kids go to a Halloween party and something almost happens to Kelly Taylor. Meanwhile, David and Scott, they reunite for what seems to be the last time. But if you want to go back and listen to that, you can on the Beverly Hills 90210. So season 2, episode 13, Halloween.
All right, very good. All right, as for me, you can check me out here on the PlayStation Pop Experience. I show up a couple of times a week on the Video Jukebox Song of the Day. That is every weekday at 8 a.m. between me, Keithy, and Steve. Grooney, you're more than welcome to join in the fun there if you ever choose to. As well as some of my regular shows coming around. I have a Blockbuster rewatch. I have my Pixar rewatch. All those I do actually live on Stream Lounge and then release as pods later. And other shows I have is I have Traders of the Lost Arks. We are recording our next episode next week, and we are covering a Green Arrow arc. So that should be fun because it was Scott Schiffler's pick. So he's very excited. I really encourage everybody to check that show out. It is such an education for me and a great time with Tim, as Grooney mentioned, from 90210. So Tim steering the ship is always a great time, and Sean with his passion, and Schiff being the budding comics expert there, and myself just there to learn and have a good time with those guys. So check that out. Miranda and I will be back soon with another episode of our Muppet Pod, so keep an eye out for that, as well as our next episode of Pop Goes the Classics, myself, Miranda, and Steve. And lots of fun stuff here. We're always looking to do new things. Also, I do have one wrestling podcast at the moment. That is Who's Next. That's myself and Logan Crosland, where we break down the month of TV for the NXT brand. So looking forward to our next episode, which should be dropping next Friday. This will be our first ones in the post draft with NXT stars leaving and kind of the reset button and kind of how they're going to move forward. So looking forward to that. And don't forget to check out the Place to Be Nation Facebook page as well as the Facebook group. Get in there, join, be a member. And just check out all the pods on PlaceToBeNation.com. Lots of great articles and fun stuff. So I want to say a big thank you to my friend, my guest. Always a fun time with this gentleman, James Gruenberg, a.k.a. Grooney. Grooney, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and for those of you out there, why don't you go grab yourself a bowl of cereal, sit down in front of the TV, and watch some cartoons. We'll check you out in the next episode.